When Peter Parker and Harry Osborn find themselves in the crosshairs of Kraven the Hunter, will their partnership be able to survive the extra strain, or will this finally be the thing that breaks them apart once and for all? What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 13 and find out together, shall we? So then, at the end of the last big Christmas issue, it was revealed that Peter was actually not hanging out with his family. Instead, he had been kidnapped by Kraven the Hunter and replaced by his suit's artificial intelligence, which is now so intelligent it's actually walking around and masquerading as Peter. Now, if you're like me, we all jump to the conclusion that this thing must be the new Ultimate Venom, and because of that, it must be evil. Only wait, Jonathan Hickman decides to completely flip the script once again, because it seems that this thing is actually fairly decent, for now at least. You see, the suit is only running around as Peter as part of a failsafe that Spider-Man had put in place before his disappearance. Basically, this thing needs to fill in for his life so no one gets suspicious, and so it can actually protect his wife and children. In fact, his son has joined forces with the symbiote to go out into the field and fight petty crime while his father is away. Ben doesn't absolutely love the idea of this weirdo goo monster running around wearing his father's face, but unfortunately Peter has been missing for 2 months now, no one has any leads, and it's sadly either this or nothing. From there we transition on over to Peter's jailer, Kraven the Hunter, who has currently seeked an audience with the Mole Man, another member of New York's Sinister Six, one who not only controls his own secret burrow deep under the city itself, but who we also discover is also the current master of the ultimate Savage Land, which is of course pretty much exactly like the main 616 Savage Land, a place where dinosaurs, monsters, and other amazing creatures lost to time roam freely. Kraven absolutely loves this place and wants to use it as the arena for his next big hunt, where he will finally go after Spider-Man and the Green Goblin after months of torture. Mole Man isn't sure about the whole thing because Kingpin essentially put all of his top lieutenants against each other to see who could finally best the wall crawler. And if he does this, isn't he going to be hurting his own chances? It's also at that point too Mysterio shows up as well, taking a real interest in everything that Kraven is doing. Hickman actually does a really good job creating a real rivalry between Mysterio and Kraven, mainly because Kraven believes in the purity of the hunt and fairness in combat, while Mysterio is of course all about lies and deception. Ultimately, Kraven manages to get the other two on his side and acquiesce in this big hunt project on the condition that they at least get to watch, and I mean, hey, it is going to be the hottest ticket in town. Now, where exactly are Peter and Harry right now? Well, they're at one of Kraven's lofts being fed what might very well be their last meal. As Kraven puts it, there is no honor in hunting a starving prey. We also learn a little bit about the hell that Peter and Harry have been through since Christmas. Kraven has been beating them, drugging them with truth serum, and even equipped them with proximity-based bomb collars so they can't escape, all in an attempt to better understand his prey and how to finally hunt them. This also means that Kraven is 100% aware of their secret identities, but also because of this, the other members of the Sinister Six now are too. Kraven says before settling on the Savage Land plot, he actually had a couple ideas on how to best hunt Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. At first, he wanted them to fight each other, but I mean, hey, that's just so Kirk and Spock, right? They're both such good moral heroes, they would never do that, right? So instead, Kraven decided the best way to get these two to agree to be hunted for sport is if Kraven threatened their families, Gwen and MJ. Harry is of course super pissed at the idea that Gwen is going to end up getting pulled into all of this, but Peter quite differently just goes completely stone-faced. Like there's a raging fire in him he doesn't want to get out. Mysterio also has a really interesting piece of dialogue here too, wherein he says, "Oh, Peter Parker and his perfect family and perfect children." Wow, you know we're in an alternate universe where anyone can describe Peter's life as perfect. In the end, Kraven decides to waste no more time and get the hunt started right now. Both Peter and Harry get dropped through the floor deep down into the Savage Land. It's only after they hit the ground do they realize the bomb collars they've been wearing this whole time were actually fake. Kraven is surely a fan of psychological warfare on top of all the other warfare, isn't he? But also good to his word about this being a fair fight from top to bottom. Both men will have 3 hours to prepare, and then Kraven is going to come on in to hunt them. Of course, this is the Savage Land, so they're going to have to watch out for creatures, too. Peter thinks that they can escape the Savage Land by trying to run to the edge of the map and find their way back to the surface. Harry, though, has other ideas, and once again, the major moral conundrum at the center of Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate Green Goblin's relationship ends up rearing its head again. You see, the way Harry thinks it, they're going to have to kill Kraven. He knows who they are, knows who their families are, and it's the only way they're ever going to be free. Furthermore, Spider-Man has his power powers, but Green Goblin is basically rendered just a normal dude without his suit, meaning that if anyone is going to be doing the killing in this situation, it's Peter, because Harry just can't push this guy off a rooftop like he did Black Cat. Though, admittedly, they don't really get the proper opportunity to end this moral debate, because at that very moment, they end up coming under attack by velociraptors, and man, you gotta love it that in this Ultimate Universe we can have real grounded stories about Peter Parker becoming a superhero later in life and what that means for him and his family, but also out of the blue, hey, here's raptors, everybody. This is still a comic book after all, isn't it? Now, you might also be wondering to yourself, if Kraven, Mole Man, and Mysterio are all here watching this going on, where are the other members of the Sinister Six? Well, surprise, surprise, but Felicia Hardy Black Cat, who is clearly still very much on the outs with the other members of the Six, decides that now is the perfect time to seek revenge on the person who maimed her father, of course being Spider-Man. The only problem is the comic comes to a close, she ends up running into Ben and the symbiote, having no idea that this is not the original article. And so that was Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 13, everybody, another slam dunk issue in what has been a slam dunk series since the very beginning. I love getting to know this new Ultimate take on Kraven, who at the end of the day isn't that much different than the main 616 version, maybe he's a little more honorable. We had seen in the other issues too that all the different members of Kingpin's Sinister Six didn't exactly get along with each other, and all those different resentments kind of come to a head in this issue. This is a game and a contest after all to win Kingpin's favor, so there's no telling when one might actually end up undercutting the other if it means they get their own chance to end Spider-Man. I think the biggest thing about this issue though is the idea that Harry and Peter might very well survive Kraven the Hunter and his twisted game, but their friendship might not survive. There have been cracks in the foundation. But now those cracks are quickly becoming fissures all over the debate of is it right for a hero to kill or not. Harry of course thinks that it's perfectly acceptable as far as tactics go, while Peter very much does not. Then we have this fun little B story involving Peter's son and the symbiote, which I really did not see coming. I guess it makes sense for the black suit to not be evil right out of the gate. It wasn't at first in the original 616, so why should it be here? Again, makes me think when that thing eventually does end up breaking bad, it'll have so much more of an impact because the Parker family has actually come to know it. And hey, in that last Christmas issue, we did learn the Brocks exist, and apparently they are friends with the Parkers, so you know, who knows what the future could hold, right? Overall, I think I feel comfortable giving this one another well-deserved 9 out of 10. Just good stuff.
Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest, that's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, you know, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.